What an incredible trading day. That critical support level, that 1 year trend line that Uncle talked about yesterday, it did not hold. We got the breakdown, guys. Talked about we couldn't clear 431 and 433 is tomorrow. If we couldn't clear them, could be a dead cat bounce. And whoa, that's what it's looking like, guys. A dead cat bounce that led to a beautiful move to the downside. Was a bit tricky to trade. Let's talk about the intraday movement here and how we use sheep style trading to trade. Well, I had a 429.6 level, orange line right here. As you guys can see, it was a pivot low right here, but it was also based on my macro level, my macro fib level from all-time high down to October 2022 low, okay? 429.6. And boy, the day started off with a breakout. Right there. I was watching it. I alerted to the group. 429.6 failed. Everything was looking good at first. But then, why am I doing this? But then I started noticing something. When we broke down that 429.6 level, look at the wicks, man. Look at the wicks. Broke it down. A support then becomes a resistance. It was looking bearish. And I put this dollar sign up above there because we know there was selling pressure there. You can see with the wicks. So there was liquidity building up right above it. So I figured let me add the dollar sign so I can note that. And then what happened? Well, we went as low as 428.46. I had a target at 427. Well, at 429. I actually wrote it in my Discord. 429 loss here, put in 429 and then 427 to 427.5 zone in play. So it hit the target. It was like a 60-cent move. Sometimes there's a cluster of supports. It's annoying. But it did hit that target and it was treating 429.6 as a resistance. Everything was just looking bearish and then boom, what happened? Recaptured 429.6 right there at the 11:30 candle. And I was frustrated because I played that 429.6 level. I did scale a little bit out at 429, but that's not a big move. And I was hoping we get down to the 427 to 427.5 zone. As you guys can see, it didn't happen. So I ended up getting stopped out. All right, guys, it is important to respect your stop losses. Respect the trader that respect their stop losses, because here's the thing, guys. Stop losses are business expenses. Remember, trading is a business. It's your business. It's our own little personal business. If you treat it like it's gambling, you're going to be in trouble in the long run. Maybe shorter than that. But if you treat it like a business, you got to look at stop losses as business expenses. Same way you have a house, you got to pay the bills, right? You don't want to give away your money, but you got to pay the bills. It's home expenses, living expenses. Business got business expenses. And when you pay the business expenses, it keeps the lights on. But you know what it is about these trade setups? They're a dime a dozen. Okay, you miss one, you catch the next one. All right, they're like buses. If you live in the city, these trade setups are like buses, because as you guys can see, after clearing that, hitting that, getting above 429.6, I had to cut loss, but I did not sit on my hands. All right, I did manage to get a call around 430ish. Okay, now why did I get calls around 430? Is because it was based on the 20 daily moving average. It's around 429.7 end of day, but this morning it was around 430. Okay, so anyways, I managed to play the false breakdown setup. Took most profits around 431.2ish. I had a target at 431.3, but took around 431.2ish. Left the runner, and then thanks to J Powell, we got a big pop to the upside. But as you guys can see here, hot stove rejection from resistant level. Today I was watching the 432.5 level up to 433, but mostly the 432.5 level. And we had a hot stove rejection. Boom! Incredible rejection. 431 never cleared, at least at this point of the day. Rejected. Incredible. And that's when I mentioned to the group, right here around 12:29 p.m. Hard rejection from the 432.5 level. This is why level to level is so crucial to our trading. So anyone who played the false breakdown setup, you had to take profits there based on level to level principle. And I wrote here, if the rejection is truly strong, look to short if 429.6 fail to put 429 and 427-ish back in play. And holy moly, did it break down. 429.6 going as low as 427.7. That was a decent drop. And then from there, what happened? False breakdown setup, recaptured 429.6, going as high as 432.3. Holy moly, the false breakdown setup. But it didn't even end there. Today was just full of trickiness, man. Wrote to the group. Well, we got some decent level to level moves. Overall, chop action, pissing off the bulls and the bears. As of now, 431 is support. If it fails, another test of 429.6 in play with 427 to the 427.5 zone below. And holy moly, look at that breakdown. Bam, breakdown. 431 breakdown. Breakdown right here. 429.6 breakdown. Got a bunch of selling pressure there. It never cleared on the 15-minute chart. And holy moly, breakdown, breakdown. This is what level to level style trading is about. You see, you might be looking at it like, well, this is crazy. All these levels and lines. Let me tell you, I see opportunity. When I see a trade setup, I see opportunity to make money. And there were many opportunities based on level to level style trading, okay, to make money today. All right. So if you're a sheep style trader, keep in mind, I alert all these setups and trade price, these price actions on the go throughout the day in my Discord. So definitely consider joining. All right. Now, for the people who wants to hear about more medium to long-term stuff, maybe you're a swing trader, okay? We got to go to the daily chart for that, okay, guys? And as you guys can see, we broke back below that 1-year trend line. And I mentioned to you guys yesterday, if that happens, bears are in control. And if you check the thumbnail of my video, I wrote right there, bears are in control. That's my opinion. Why? Because we broke down critical support levels. All right. And not to mention, look at this top right here, this potential lower high. Kind of like a cup, right? I know I'm not imagining it. Looking like a cup, like a, upside down U. If it is a cup or inverted cup or upside down cup, it's very possible we drop down to the 420 level, try to get a double bottom to form that cup, all right? It's very possible. So in my opinion, as long as below 429.6, that's a macro level, fib level, as well as based on my 1-year trend line. As long as below, bears are in control. All right. The next critical support level is at 426 in the aftermarket. You guys see here, the 1.382 fib level is at 425. Okay, you guys know how I feel about fib levels. I love them. And a lot of times they love me back. So if that level fails tomorrow, we are heading down lower. And for all my RSI users out there, we are not in oversold territory yet. You guys see it right there. You guys see it right there. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's not oversold. Okay? I don't put too much into the RSI as much as I put in the price action. Price action is the shepherd. But for those saying we're oversold, according to my RSI, the RSI 5, it's not oversold. Okay? So watch that 425 level. If that fails, very bearish. We're heading down lower, in my opinion. 423.5, 422 in that critical support level, 420 in play. If 420 does not hold, guys, if 420 does not hold, I mean, look at it. Since June, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. It's a downtrend until it isn't. That's the old saying in the stock market. So if that low fails, it's very possible, right? Obviously, we're heading to a lower low. So are we going to get a cup, inverted cup, or are we just going to go straight down from here? We shall see. But the bottom line is, in my opinion, below 429.6, bears are in control. Breakdown to 425 would be bearish follow through for tomorrow to head down to lower targets, okay? Now, that's the bear case scenario. Don't get it twisted. Uncle Charles is not a bear or a bull. I am a sheep. So therefore, I must give you guys the bull case scenario, okay? Now, first resistant that I have is at 427. Okay, let me clear some lines. I gotta keep this a little simple. You guys remember this 1 year trend line, all right? It's at 429.6. Okay, but I want to this little rally here. This little rally here that started back in early October. That's a nice little rally. So the low was at 420.18. Let me get the coordinates right. And then the high, the recent high, was at 438.14. All right. So looking at these fib levels, SPY just lost a critical fib level today, the 61.8 fib level. That was at 427. Okay, that's where that 427 level came from. Okay, so as far as the bull case scenario, it needs to recapture 427, 429, that 1 year trend line at 429.6. Got a fib level here at 431.28. All right. This pivot high right here at 432.8 and above that 434. Those are the resistant levels. The big level that bulls need to recapture is 429.6. Okay. So try not to call a bottom. This could drop even lower. But if we are going to go long or buy calls, use the false breakdown setup. Okay. That means we need to recapture one of those levels that I gave you to trigger longs. Does that make sense, guys? I hope you guys found this helpful. I really, really do. We're going to move on to triple Q here. I mentioned to you guys below 365 and 363.8 bearish. And look at that beautiful breakdown. We also broke down 360.3 and hit my 359 support level, okay? If we could keep it below 360.3, stay bearish, okay? Bear buys below 360.3. Breakdown of 359 would be great. For bears, that is, put in 357 and 354.7 in play. Below 354.7, I got 353, 351.4, 350, and 348.5 below, okay? Now, if we can recapture 360.3, that is a bullish warning, but it needs to give us more follow through by recapturing 362. 363.8 and 365. That'll be a lot more bullish, and I probably favor a test of 368. Above 368, we could possibly go test 369.5, 371, and the blue trend line is at 373.5 now. All right, IWM, holy moly, this pivot low way back in May, that's at 168.7. That level's lost. 167.4, 165.6 are in play, and I got 162.5 below that, okay? As long as it's below 168.7, all right? To be bullish, it's going to have to recapture 170 and 172 for me. If it can recapture those resistance levels, then maybe I'll be a little more bullish with 173.5 and 175-ish in play, okay? Tesla, the MVP, holy moly, guys. I gotta show you. I had a Tesla update. I had to give 2 updates. The first update was at 7 o'clock this morning, and I also wrote this in the Substack. I wrote here I give a bull case and a bear case. Bear case, I wrote as long as below 231, very bearish, and we should stay that way as well. For more downside, watch the breakdown of more support, starting with 229 and 226.8. Let me go to the daily chart. When Tesla opened today, it opened at 225.95. So it was below those support levels. So I had to give an update to my Discord members. And I wrote 229 is resistant, no longs, unless it can clear to put 231 in play. All right. Next support is at 227, 225.5, and 224. If these levels fail, falling knife continues. Falling knife continues. So it opened at 225.9. 227 was first support. First resisted. It broke down at 225.5 and 224 level. Today going as low as 216.78. I had Discord members making 5 figures today. Like, I was so super proud. It was like such a blessed day. Hallelujah. Okay, so the plan for right now, it's around 218.25. Then I got a fib level at 218.3. February high, February 2023 high is at 217.6. So definitely watch those support levels. If they fail, gap fill at 215.5 is in play with 214, 211.5. What else I have here? 209.5 and 207.8ish in play. All right, got to break down 218.3 and 217.6 for more bearish action. Okay, as far as a relief rally goes, got to clear some resistance, starting with 221, 222. You see here 224.5, 227, and 230, 232. 232 would be a back test of my purple trend line, and I got a fib level around 233, pivot low around 235. You guys get the picture, all right? Got to recapture some resistant levels. All right, now as far as oversold goes, Tesla is oversold and it did drop a lot, so we can potentially get a relief rally, but remember, price action is the shepherd. Watch for that false breakdown setup using the levels that I just gave you guys. Apple is pretty slow. It's still rejected from the 50 daily moving average, which is still technically bearish, but it's not showing follow through. And the follow through would be a breakdown of 174.8. If it can finally happen tomorrow, look to short with 173, 171, and the 200 daily moving average at 169.2 in play, and then 167.6 below that. I can't get bullish unless we clear that 50 daily moving average, okay, which is at 177.6. It could change tomorrow. We can round it up to 178 to be safe. And if that clears, 179.3 and 180 180, what is this? 180.7-ish. Yep, same level, but guess what? That fib level now aligns with the blue trend line. And if that level clears, the bottom is possibly in. NVDA, decent trade setups today. It was pretty choppy in the morning, but it finally broke down some levels. 428, couldn't clear that. Broke down 425. I think I mentioned to you guys, break down 425, 423.6 would be bearish. Today it went as low as 418.8, okay? You see these wicks, some buying pressure around there. So I do have a fib level at 417.7. If that level can fail, falling knife, baby. Falling knife. With 416, 414, 418.8-ish, and 409.2 in play, okay? Can't get bullish unless we get a false breakdown setup, starting with 423.6, 425, 428, and especially 429.6, all right? Google, little bit of, did get some selling pressure today. Red candle, didn't clear any resistant levels. Didn't quite clear any support levels neither. So we're going to need that 138 support level still to fail so we can get a deeper sell-off to put those lower targets in play. 136.4, 134.8, and 132.8, okay? Can't get bullish unless 140.3 clears to put 142, 143.3, and 145 in play, okay? Let's see. Oh, I was going to cover Netflix, but we didn't get to 300 likes, guys. My heart is broken. My heart is broken. So because I didn't get to 300 likes, I can't cover it, guys. You guys got to give me them 300 likes. But I tell you what I will do. I'll show you guys the dark pool orders for free. And got dark pool orders at 430.24. 1.9 billion in premium, guys. So watch that level, add that level to your chart. That is a dark pool level. That's where the big money institute are making their transactions. A little bit of premium here. 475.9 around 426.43. Okay. And 200 million around 424.9. I feel like it's more worth watching when it's over a billion, but you know, figured I'd give you that info. The more you know. Here is SPY. Check the 500k premiums or above. It's bearish, guys. SPY option flow is bearish. Triple Q option flow is bearish. IWM, what? It's kind of bullish. Uh-oh. Tesla is bearish, kind of bearish. Apple is bearish. NVDA is bullish. What? GOOG. Nothing for GOOG. And that's about it, guys. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.